everyone. This is Colleen, Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger. And I'm here with your new Empowered Moments video for the week of Monday, April 11th through Sunday, April 17th, 2022. For this week's Empowered Moments video, we'll be looking at a message for the collective from the Tarot of Dreams by Sarah Marchetti. Your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, will be coming from the Crystal Angels deck. So I'm having a little bit of a giggle to myself here because this week we have Jupiter conjunct Neptune in Pisces, and that Pisces energy is sometimes very confusing and elusive, and Jupiter likes to expand whatever it touches. And I am chuckling because this is take 4 or 5 of this weekly Empowered Moments video, because I keep on saying things that don't make any sense or saying something incorrectly. So gotta love that Pisces energy. It's just full of dreams and fantasy and magic and miracles, but it's not the greatest for grounding and focusing. So let's start out this Empowered Moments video with an empowered moment. So if you'll all get comfortable wherever you're sitting there, and if you can, close your eyes and put your feet flat on the floor with your legs uncrossed. And just take a couple of deep breaths. We're breathing in love and light and peace, harmony. And we're releasing as we exhale of all that we no longer need. Let's visualize for just a moment that you're merging with all that is. You're merging with universal energies, spiritual energies, God source energies. This is that beautiful, wonderful, nebulous Piscean energy of unconditional love and compassion, dreams and fantasy. And allowing yourself to expand into that spiritual energy, just as Jupiter is helping us to expand into that beautiful divine energy. So let's take a deep breath and feel or sense, visualize yourself expanding into that universal, infinite, loving energy. Merging with your truth, having faith and trust in what's to come, and knowing that all is going to work out in the end as you're being divinely guided and divinely protected with each step forward. One last deep, healing, cleansing, balancing breath. And when you're ready in your own time, you can open your eyes and come back to this time in this place. So let's talk about the energies for this week. But before we get to the energies of this week, I should probably show you your stones of choice so you can kind of think about which one you want to choose for your special message card a little bit later, right? Okay, let's do that. So the first stone of choice, and these are all special intention pendants. This one is, it looks like clear quartz, but it's actually called danburite. Danburite. And you can tell the difference between a quartz and a danburite by the grooves in it. And I know you can't probably see that on the video, but danburite has a lot of grooves, like a record, like an old-time record that we played on record players way back when, has grooves on it. And that's one way to tell the danburite. It also has, I don't know how to say, an interesting geometric shape to it that is something that is readily apparent when you look at it. But the danburite This one's wrapped in silver wire and Reiki charged with the vibration of the number 9, number of unconditional love, compassion, and the humanitarian. It has infused into it the energy of the planet Neptune for higher spiritual love and forgiveness. Sounds like a lot of Piscean energy there, right? The opening activation of the heart chakra for emotional healing and expression of divine love. And the energy of Archangel Raphael, the Archangel of healing emotional wounds and assisting one in becoming a healer to other people. And let's see, pendant number 2 here. I think I've showed you this one before in some past weeks. This is iolite. Iolite. So the iolite is also wrapped in silver wire, Reiki charged with the vibration of master number 11, the number of the spiritual light worker, leadership, and visionary. The energy of the sign Pisces to increase psychic abilities, astral travel, activation of the third eye chakra for clearer intuitive vision and clairvoyance, and stronger connection to your spiritual guides and higher self. It also has infused into it the energies of Archangel Haniel, the Archangel of Intuition, and Archangel Raziel, the Archangel of Alchemy and Divine Magic. And then your last stone of choice here is called Apple Aura Quartz. So the Apple Aura Quartz is wrapped in silver wire and Reiki charged with the vibration of the number 9, number of unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness, the qualities of the sign Pisces for connection to the universe and past lives, the energies of South Node and North Node, which are astrological points in your astrological chart, to assist with severing the ties to the past and opening new doors to the future, especially in regards to relationship matters. This also has the activation and balancing of the heart chakra for healing of the emotional body and opening up to unconditional love, and the energies of Archangel Raphael to heal old pain, traumas, and soulmate relationships. So they all have a very Piscean kind of feel to them, right? So again, let's show you. The first one here is Danburite. The second one here is called Iolite. And the last one is called Apple Aura Quartz. Okay, so I'll let you think about that for a moment. Let's talk about the astrology for this week. On Tuesday the 12th, this is the long-awaited Jupiter connecting to Neptune in Pisces that a lot of astrologers and maybe even some lay people have been talking about for quite some time. And we started out the video talking about that before we did our Empowered Moments meditation. So Neptune is the planet of spirituality, the spiritual realm, dreams, higher intuition. It can be about illusion and confusion and delusion and not being grounded, things that are intangible or a little bit fuzzy. And the higher aspect, though, is this spiritual illumination, this connection to all this is, this feeling of oneness and merging with that oneness of universe or source God. Now, Neptune is in its home sign of Pisces. So Pisces rules many of those things as well: unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness, sensitivity, energy healing. It rules our psychic abilities, mystery, magic, miracles. Jupiter is also in Pisces right now, and Jupiter is the planet of blessings and expansion. It also rules our belief systems. But because it rules expansion, Jupiter sometimes likes to exaggerate an energy or make something bigger. And when it connects to other planets, it expands their energies. So with Jupiter being in Pisces, it's expanding that Piscean energy. And now it's connecting on Tuesday with Neptune, so it's expanding those energies. And this is allowing us to really open up to our higher spiritual selves, our connection to our higher soul self, our connection to our angels and guides, our connection to the spiritual planes or other planes of reality, our connection to unconditional love, opening that heart chakra to unconditional love and compassion and selfless service to humanity and forgiveness, assistance, magic, miracles, our dream time also becoming expanded. So pay attention to your dreams. So this is a big deal. Now it's been kind of growing the last couple of weeks, and it's connecting again exactly on Tuesday. So I would do a good long meditation in or around Tuesday the 12th to open yourself up. Open up your chakras, balance your chakras. We don't want to open them too much, but open and balance your chakras, connect with your higher self, and call upon your angels and guides and those higher vibrational energies to infuse you, kind of like raindrops coming down from the universe. But these are blessings and miracles coming down from the universe to infuse you with this wonderful, beautiful, unconditionally loving, healing, spiritual energy. Remember, Jupiter is the planet of blessings. It's known as the great benefic, meaning the great benefactor, the great benefit energy. So this can bring in some huge, wonderful things, but we have to keep our belief systems focused in the right direction with this. On Thursday the 14th, Mars, which is the warrior planet and the planet that rules energy and action, is moving into Pisces. So not only do we have Jupiter in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, I believe it was last week Venus went into Pisces, Venus ruling relationships and love and finances and money and personal resources and values. Now we have Mars, who rules our physical energy, our passion to put that energy towards something, our warrior-like nature, our assertive nature, our confidence, our courage, our get up and go. Mars is now moving into water sign Pisces, so it's going to water down that warrior energy just a little bit. But what happens is that the warrior, Mars, becomes the spiritual warrior. That's what I'm projecting anyway, right? That's a good intention to have. So Mars is going to be in Pisces from April 14th through May, I think that says 24th. Let me take a look here. May 24th. So we have over a month of Mars being in Pisces. So intend on being the spiritual warrior, balancing this Pisces energy of intuition and healing, listening to your inner guidance, connecting with your higher soul self, calling in your angels and guides for assistance, and then moving forward in an action-oriented way, but realize that the actions are being taken perhaps on the spiritual plane first before they actually manifest. So almost like we have to have trust and faith, which is a very Piscean energy, right? Putting those actions and taking forward movement and then surrendering and having trust and faith that our actions are at some point going to bring a manifestation of whatever it is that we're putting the energy towards in the first place. So that Pisces energy, again, dreams, magic, miracles, but sometimes it's intangible and sometimes it's not manifested right away. We're going to skip to Saturday, the 16th of April. Now, Saturday, the 16th of April, we have a full moon in Libra. It's at 26 degrees of Libra. So especially for those of you that are Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, you're going to be strongly affected by this full moon. This full moon at 26 degrees of Libra is challenging or squaring Pluto, which is at 28 degrees of Capricorn. So Pluto is power and control, death and rebirth, transformation, regeneration, renewal, right? It's about a kind of a process of releasing, letting go, or tearing down, if you will, old energy dynamics that we no longer need, so that we can renew and bring something more empowered into our lives, right? Because Pluto is about power, empowerment, or where we're feeling disempowered. Now, because this full moon is in Libra, the focus is on relationships and partnerships, equality and balance, where there's inequality or a lack of balance in those partnerships and relationships, where we've been compromising or cooperating, which isn't a bad thing. Cooperation is good. Compromise is good. But don't compromise your true values or compromise what it is that you really desire in a relationship. So Pluto connecting with this full moon might bring some power and control issues, and again, an opportunity, although it's through challenge, but an opportunity to bring empowerment and transformation. That full moon is also in a connection to Neptune and Jupiter, which just on Tuesday came together really strongly in Pisces, right? So it's in an inconjunct aspect, and that's an aspect of adjustment, meaning that in our relationships, where the full moon in Libra is, we may need to make some adjustments to look at things from a higher spiritual perspective or shift our belief systems about something in order to move through whatever the relationship challenges are in our lives. And then on Sunday the 17th, we end the week with Mercury, the planet that rules the mind and our thoughts and our ideas and perceptions and communication, in a positive sextile to Venus, lovely Venus in Pisces. A sextile also between lovely Venus in Pisces and Uranus, the planet of unexpected redirection or change or freedom or liberation. And then Mercury and Uranus come together in the sign of Taurus. So all those things are happening on Sunday, which, if in a nutshell we want to just say what that means, I would say that you might have some surprising communications, or people might speak their truth where normally they would be silent, or normally you wouldn't hear certain truths come from their lips. That maybe, again, you're going to have these unexpected communications or unexpected aha moments and epiphanies just in your own mind. And there's also opportunities here to heal relationship through communication, or to heal relationship, well, through unconditional love and compassion and forgiveness, but also through allowing other people more of a sense of freedom and individuality, letting them be themselves, basically. Now I'm going to give you a little quick preview for Monday the 18th, because this is going to be building up as we get into the later hours on Sunday, so you're going to feel this also. Is the sun in Aries is going to be challenging Pluto, the planet of power. So again, we come back to maybe some power and control issues on some level, and maybe whatever that level is, that it might be just within ourselves, because the sun is in Aries, the sign of the self, the individual. But we'll talk more about that next week. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the messages from our angels and guides are for the week. So as I meditated and shuffled a little bit earlier before starting the video, we had 4 cards that came out. Usually I shuffle the cards and cards will just kind of flip out or fly out, and that's usually how I allow Spirit to guide me in choosing what the messages are. Sometimes they come out quickly and easily, and sometimes they don't. But the first card that came out, oh, this is a beautiful card. This is Major Arcana 3, the Empress card. And if there was ever a card that felt like Jupiter conjuncting Neptune in Pisces, this is probably it, or at least one of them. Because again, that Piscean energy is very divine feminine. It's very service-oriented. It's very intuitive. It's very allowing. It's just a beautiful, spiritual, kind, compassionate, loving energy. And so with Jupiter connecting with Neptune at the beginning of the week, it's really expanding us into that divine feminine energy. And the Empress is the divine feminine. We even have the planet, or the glyph for the planet Venus, up here at the top. And Venus is a planet that rules that divine feminine energy. Venus rules receptivity. Venus rules attraction, like, you know, being able to attract things to us or magnetize things to us, and then to be able to receive them. Venus rules all of that. And here we have the Empress, about growth, and expansion and giving new birth to something new. Well, Jupiter connecting with Jupiter connecting with Neptune at the beginning of the week is expanding us into this divine feminine energy. It's giving birth to this wonderful connection to the spiritual realm and our spiritual selves, our higher soul selves. We're always connected to our higher soul self, but this is expanding us into that beautiful connection. And as we expand into that connection, we understand how we're more a part of all that is, how we're more a part of each other, that what I do or say is going to affect, across the ethers, basically, whether it's across the room to another person, or across the state to a friend, or across the world to kind of affect something that's happening more on a worldwide or collective level. We have that ability as we expand into the truth of who we are. Now the Empress, you can see it's like bringing in the harvest here. There's all this wonderful harvest, this corn, this wheat. These are apples, but when you look at it, it almost looks like two hearts down there, doesn't it? She's holding these magical energies in her hands close to her heart chakra. She's wearing green, which is the color of the heart chakra. So we're all expanding into that heart chakra energy with that Jupiter, Neptune, and Pisces. But you can kind of speed that along, if you will, or make it a bit more stronger and intensified by doing meditation and really seeing yourself opening that heart chakra in the most beautiful, wonderful way. And again, pulling in this magical bounty of blessings that is there for the offering. So let's take a look at the next card here. The next card, okay, well, the next card isn't like the Empress. This is the Five of Cups. So Cups energy is about emotions, our emotions, emotional body, our relationships as well, and emotional connections that we have. And the Five of Cups typically is a card that kind of brings difficulty or challenges or upsets or confusion in the realm of relationships or our own emotions. And you can kind of ascertain that by looking at the woman here on this card, right? She's dressed in red, which is a very Mars color here, or passionate color. And here we do have Mars, the glyph for Mars, in Scorpio. So Mars in Scorpio can be very intense, direct. It can be transformative at the best. Right, at its best, it's like Mars the warrior and transformative Scorpio, but oftentimes this can bring in fears, it can bring in abusive tendencies or secrets or manipulation, or in this case, when I look at this woman and think about Mars in Scorpio, it makes me feel like betrayal, like you're feeling betrayed. Now, whether or not that actually has or is happening in your relationships, you can still feel that way, even if it's not necessarily what the other person has meant to exude as far as their energy. But this does have a feeling of talking about some challenges in our own emotional nature and in our relationships as well. Let's go ahead, because there was a card that came out with this one. This middle card came out, fell out as two cards. So we want to look at the second card here to get more information. And the second card, well, interesting, because the second card is the Six of Cups. We go from the Five of Cups to the Six of Cups here. And the Six of Cups is a much more pleasant card in regards to our emotions and our emotional nature, or our caring, loving connections with other people. It's actually the moon in Cancer. And the moon is our emotional nature. It's our ancestry, it's our family, and Cancer is also the sign that rules home and family and feelings and emotions and empathic connection. So this has a much more positive connotation to it. The Six of Cups often is about memories of the past, or like the history of the past of our family or emotional relationship connections. but it has a sweet feeling to it, you know, like a nice, sweet, happy, joyous sort of energy. So it makes me feel like, because of that full moon that I was talking about in Libra, challenging Pluto, which can bring some challenges and some power and control issues, but also connecting with that Neptune and Jupiter and Pisces. So this almost has the feeling of, you know, we could go here or we could go here, or maybe we start here but we move into here, because this has more of that full moon square Pluto feeling, where there's something challenging that kind of comes in, something that brings a death and rebirth kind of feeling, or some sort of huge transformation that is a little bit difficult or intense with Mars and Scorpio. But if we use that adjustment energy of Neptune and Jupiter and beautiful, wonderful, loving, compassionate, forgiving Pisces, we could maybe move into this energy. It's almost like we have the ability to do so. We just have to be aware of it and then shift ourselves and move into it. And don't forget that communication with whatever's going on, if there is something happening in a relationship itself, it's always important to have communication, to move through something by communicating about it. And then we have a last card here. So let's look at the last card. The last card is another major arcana. This is major arcana number 14. This is the Temperance card, okay? And the Temperance card, well, the Temperance card is ruled by Sagittarius in this deck. And Sagittarius is about expanding our perceptions, or looking at something from a higher perspective, a higher spiritual perspective. It's expanding our vision. It's also about freedom. You know, Sagittarius is about freedom too, and we do have that connection between Mercury and freedom-oriented Uranus on Sunday, where it's talking about, well, Mercury does rule the mind, right? It does rule communication, but it also rules our mental attitude and how we think or perceive something. So this could be about freeing ourselves from challenging belief systems, challenging perspectives, and moving into something lighter and brighter and more optimistic like Sagittarius. But the Temperance card itself is usually about the kind of a balance. It's about patience and balance, or the balancing of opposites. And we do have this lovely angel here, and she's balancing two discs. You can see that the disc up here, well, let's start with the one down here, Spirit says. So we have a disc of water down here. And here we've got this beautiful rainbow connecting to this other disc of fire. Well, water and fire typically, they're two elements that don't blend well together, right? If you have fire and you put water on it, the fire usually goes out. But if there's, you know, a different alchemical process happening, the water on the fire is going to transform it into something different, a third element called steam. And this is what this Temperance angel is doing here. She's taking two things and she's balancing them with the hope and beauty of this rainbow. And she's balancing the energies. And so in other words, it's like balancing these emotional energies here, right? Whoops, this one was first. Going from this to this. You know, this is like maybe the water, and this is like the fire element over here, although they're both water cards. But this is about being able to move and shift and balance and alchemize. That's the word that usually is associated with temperance, is like you're using the process of alchemy to change something. So your emotions that you're having, you're moving through them, you're understanding them, but you're not going to wallow in them. You're not going to hold on to them. You're going to actually transform them or alchemize them so that they become something different. And that's what this angel, this Temperance angel, is doing. So it's about balance, balancing your emotions, balancing the energies within yourself with whatever it is that's going on this week. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at your special message card depending on your stone of choice. So those of you that chose the Danburite, let's ask the crystal angels, what message do you have for the Danburite people? This one's calling my attention as I open my eyes here. And this one says, own your divine power. This is sugilite. Sugilite is a wonderful, beautiful purple crown chakra stone. Very much a stone that relates to unconditional love and compassion and forgiveness, like Pisces. So it says at the bottom, own your divine power. And it says, replace codependent people-pleasing with assertiveness and empowerment. Okay, so no more codependent people-pleasing. It doesn't mean you're not nice anymore, but it means that you're going to set your boundaries, you're going to speak your truth, you're going to be assertive, and you're going to empower yourself, spiritually empower yourself, and own your divine power this week, okay? All right, beautiful. And then for those of you that chose the iolite, special message for, oh, that one's sticking way right up. Iolite people, purification and detoxification with garnet. Garnet is a beautiful deep red stone. It really kind of relates to the root chakra and our sense of security and stability there. And the purification and detoxification card says it's time to release physical and energetic toxins from your life. It's time to release physical and energetic toxins in your life. So since this is detoxification and purification, you might think about doing a body cleanse or pulling of cords and doing an energetic cleanse, okay? You can do either or both. So cleanse the body, treat it right, put good foods and waters in, especially with the full moon coming up, right? The full moons already make us a little bit sensitive. So make sure you're being kind to your body. Maybe go through a detoxification. I'm doing some detox tea right now, actually. I had made some earlier, made a cup of that. But also to purify and detoxify your emotions and your mind, your emotional body, your mental body of negative thoughts and negative feelings and pulling cords between you and circumstances or situations or whatnot that you no longer want to be connected to. Okay? And then for those of you that chose the Apple Aura Quartz, Apple Aura, this one's calling my attention for the Apple Aura Quartz. And it says, wow, okay, well, looks like there's some relationship stuff going on for the Apple Aura Quartz people, which I think that description for that pendant, I think, talked about love or relationships on some level. But this is tanzanite, and it says ready to love again. Tanzanite. Tanzanite is, well, it's about the color of this card. Tanzanite is kind of this purpley blue, really dark kind of color. It can be considered a third eye stone, actually. And it says here on this card, it says, you've healed from the past enough, okay? And because you've healed from the past enough, be open your heart, to open your heart to new love. You've healed from the past enough to open your heart to new love. Okay, so now, I mean, some of you might be in a relationship already, right? But maybe there's been something, old patterns that you've been carrying or belief systems that have held you back from really opening your heart to love. And I think it has to start with love of self, because a lot of people go through like worthiness issues, not feeling worthy and deserving, or maybe they don't feel valued in their relationship. So it's all about, this value and self-worth stuff. And whether you're in a relationship or not in a relationship, let's say you're not in a relationship, that you've healed the past enough to be able to open up to a new relationship, to love, okay, and to attract that into your life. If you are in a relationship, though, maybe it's had some bumps and challenges along the way, and you're still healing, right? In a relationship, you're still healing old baggage and old karmic wounds, whether that is from previous relationships that you've carried or parental relationships, past life relationships, might also be in the relationship that you're currently in. But they're saying again, there's going to be like a little shift here. And this is so Jupiter, Neptune, and Pisces coming together on Tuesday, right? We're activating this higher love. So If you are in a relationship, you're activating this ability for higher love and unconditional love, compassion and forgiveness. If you're not in a relationship, you've come to a point where you've healed enough of those old wounds to be open to a new blossoming soulmate relationship. And again, those of you that are in one, it's just a sense of opening to new love, a new way of love, a new type of love between you and the other. Okay, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed this Empowered Moments video. I have to remember myself what I'm calling my videos now, but thank you for your support with the changeover from weekly intuitive reading to Empowered Moments video. And thank you for the comments of liking that little time at the beginning of the video where I'm doing the short kind of empowered moment meditation of some sort. And for those of you that watched my monthly Empowered Moments video, thank you for those that have supported me switching over my website from Sacred Soul Empowerment to Colleen Lemma, my name. So either way, for right now, whether you go to ColleenLemma.com or SacredSoulEmpowerment.com, you're still going to end up on my site. At the moment, there's a lot that needs to be changed over time. So thank you so much for your love and support, and I send you all that unconditional love and support right back to you, and many, many angel blessings. Until next week.